Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. I'm just gonna do a very quick video looking at the levels on Bitcoin. I'm gonna get started with the 4-hour time frame. We'll cover the daily, a little bit of higher time frames as well to see what sort of damage have we been doing and how things could progress for the rest of the week. Starting with the 4-hour time frame, in here we can already see that we have on Sunday 16 a breakout in this area, and I'm starting to get tempted to put a resistance somewhere in here to start assessing what do we need to do to produce a layer 2 breakout on the 4-hour. Something that is calling my attention in this area is the similarities in the timing versus all this other area in here. As you can see, we had a breakout around here that was on a Friday and it pumped into Monday the 10th. So if we were approaching Friday and we produce a breakout in here, could it be that this structure is going to behave similar to this one? Because if we did, we will be meeting somewhere around Sunday the 23rd with the resistance of 66. So we need to be aware of, well, what's on the table. What happens if we get into 66? We also need to look into where is that level of resistance, the resistance currently sitting in terms of RSI and in terms of pricing. And in case that hypothesis fail and we do get that rejection from here, notice that there is a hidden divergence bearish sitting right there. If that pushes the price down, where is the 4-hour support? So let's get hands on in here. Let's zoom out, and we got a few levels. So we got 83, that's the global resistance on the 4-hour. We have that 66 in case we repeat what I was just saying, which is a rally that could start from late this week potentially into the top of the channel, and that meets with 66, but it needs to break out beyond 39 RSI, I will say. And if we get a rejection from this potential double top with a hidden bearish divergence, that can send the price into somewhere around 17 RSI. So I already have all those levels in the reverse RSI. So what's next? We need to just look into the price and see where everything is sitting. So for price to produce a breakout right now, it needs to challenge this area of the volume, which is more or less 92k, 91.9 and something. So that is the first resistance. Of course, then we need to meet with a larger one at 96, and then we have the 101. But in between that, we currently have the 66 RSI coming down, right, into the equilibrium. So a breakout beyond 92, what this is saying, which constitutes a layer 2 breakout on the RSI 4-hour, could put on the table a move into 99k. That 99k is still not yet an area for me to be in profit. If you missed the long live stream of 1 hour and a half that I did yesterday, I was explaining that I enter into my second order, or my first DCA order, to average down my position long. I still hold the short, which is hedging half of that, right, in total. So it's a 1 against 2, short 1, long 2. In terms of ratio, so I need to be careful with the second order. But before we talk about the second order, let's continue with these targets. Not targets as a forecast, but what is on the table at the moment. If we see a rejection from 92 and we start challenging this area in here, we could be seeing a sharp move into the 80s. Not necessarily 80. 80 is the range that we need to deal with, but it could be anywhere in between. Notice that there are some dots in here. Those are bullish divergences, and there is a golden one that form a 90k. That's on the 4-hour time frame, but it is something that together, the divergences with those P signals, it's saying that we have the volatility already peaking to the downside on the 4-hour time frame, and we got, of course, those bullish divergences that are coming from RSI, and they're also coming from part of the market cipher. market cipher, I believe, uses divergences coming from MFI, if I remember right. I don't know. I haven't looked into that in a while. Let's continue looking into what we have on the daily. We have broken that green support, and that coincides with the support from this white line that is in here. And we can see that yesterday we did a really nice attempt, a hammer in here to reclaim, but we could not reclaim the support that needed the price to at least close at 94k, and we couldn't do it. We got a close at 92.9, and today there's been a little bit more of turmoil, and I think this is coming as well from general markets. There's a lot of fear about AI bubble popping right now. I had that fear pretty much the whole year, and I'm not surprised that now is the time, because things have rallied a lot and we are coming into earnings of Nvidia, so everybody is a little bit shaking on how could that come out. I don't know if there are any insider information already leaking there, but apparently there's some decent fears from that end. Global support on the daily is at 26, and that is trading around 89. We already pinched that level, so global support has been already tested. I was saying yesterday in the live stream that if we lose it and we pierce that thing and then we come back above the red line, the global support, that could turn into a bullish signal. After all, when we do these things, you know, that is another leg up or a dead cat bounce with strong momentum to upside as well. Either of them, as long as we go above 101, I'm back in profit on my long. That will be fantastic. But if not, I am looking into potentially having to add on the low 70s. That is what I have in mind, okay? Not necessarily I might enter if I see an opportunity in between. Of course, if you are part of my Patreon community, you're going to get notified in a timely way with an email sent to you with any tier. You can get the cheaper or the more expensive one. All right, so with the more expensive one, by the way, tomorrow is Thursday, so we're gonna have a continuation of the live workshop tomorrow. That is gonna cover what was left from last week, that cover order block, and it cover liquidation pools. So this week it will be the continuation of order flow analysis together with risk management. So I'm gonna cover specifically everything that people have been asking me. So how to DCA, how do I place stop loss, how to take in consideration leverage, and all of those things. Have a look at the description if you want to join as a Patreon member. These are the two tiers, but for the workshop you need the elite if you want to join live, or you can watch it on Friday for free. It's up to you. I'm not gonna force you to join my community to get value. You're always gonna get value, no matter paid or non-paid. So on the CPR, we continue in this range. The 88 is right there. We still don't pierce it, but if not, we have that 74.8 as part of the potential range for the month. We don't know if it's going to go up from here, if it's going to go down. We are just basically upfront understanding what do we need to do in either case. No, we don't have a preference for a single case. We could have a bias. I could think that Bitcoin is going to go to 150k, or I could think that it's going next to 30k, but it really doesn't matter. We're here not to forecast the price, but to make money out of that. Right. Okay, so on the weekly, we lost the 44. That is a massive event for the bull market. There's plenty of other checkboxes that are calling for a bear market. We still have, one leg strong thinking bear market could be here, and a small leg saying there's a potential for an upside that we are not expecting, okay? And if we get that upside, we are already with 2 orders long. And remember yesterday in the live stream, one of the takeaways is if this was all the downside that we're going to get, which could be the case, 89 is already the second support of the CPR monthly, fair enough, and we are below the 50, so we could rally into the 50, or we could rally to the usual area, even if we go into a bear market, that could be 109. So from here, the 0.3 extension. What is it called? It's not extension. It's the it's called trend-based Fibonacci extension, getting into the 0382. That is similar to what we did in here. So that got bounced before the bear market takes us into 109, and we keep an eye on what we did in past performance, not to guarantee it, but to not have extreme over expectations. Like if we were expecting this is must bounce to 117, well, at least we didn't do that in the past cycle. Okay, we didn't, and we still enter into a bear market. So if the case for entering into a bear market is still strong, this box, however we go low in here, so let's say we stop at 74, then the bounce takes you back into 93, and that is extremely important for anyone that is looking into DCAing, into averaging down. I average down into 101, and so far, if this bounces, I go into 109. So that is in profit AK, good to go. Good to take profits, good to lock in profits. If we go lower, I'm kind of forced to find an area to average down in a different way. No guarantees, just, one method, high probability, but nothing guaranteed. We are at support on the weekly. Here, I covered that extensively in the live stream. No changes on the SOPR. The model top bottom broke for a second time. Watch the live stream. There's timestamps now in the live stream, so you can go, and have an overdose of information from that 1 hour and a half, or go straight to the point that you are interested in. The monthly broken on RSI and also broken in the price so far. There's like 10 days to go for November, and we are below support also on horizontal levels. We are holding this trend line in here. That's one of the last trend lines we have. If we lose this one and this one, then we don't have anything else until we go into 60K. So careful with that. Careful with where we are on the monthly here in terms of support. That 94 has the biggest area. There's a local point of control there that we are below, okay? And below that, there is, next areas where you see on the monthly volume is all this area there. So stop thinking just, market maker is going to buy, institutions are going to save my ASS, because if they don't, there's a slippery area in here that could take nothing. It's going to be fast and painless if we lose that level. Let's see in here how the longs continue to be decimated on all this area there. That is another checkbox to enter in a bear market, not just in terms of the intensity, but also the extension in time. Being liquidating longs is too extended. Too long liquidating longs is a perfect recipe to enter in a bear market. And you got the data. It's not my opinion. You see it there from CryptoQuant. SOPR is today at 111. That's beautiful. If we bounce to that area, which we tend to do in bear markets, if we are in a bear market, I don't know if we are in a bear market, we have 80 to 90 checkboxes out of 100 checkboxes, and I'm still saying I don't know because there are 10. But if you want to bet against those 90 checkboxes, go be my guest. Bet on a bet, sell your house and buy Bitcoin. I don't know what you're doing, but it's your responsibility. We're in extreme fear, so I'm doing my thing. I already slapped my face. If you see here, it's all red. I look into the mirror, and I'm concentrated in my long, and it's fun. Some people are having fun and are eating popcorn while they watch me get my long to survive. But I still go to the gym. I still go and play some pool in the night, and I relax and chill. It's just trading, what I do. I get more stress when I play pool because, sometimes I play good, and then I have some moments where after the second pint I start kicking the ball like crap, and so I got my ass kicked last night in being humble in a domain where I'm not as confident as I am holding along in a potential start of a bear market. Right, so we got all the liquidity to the downside already consumed. We saw yesterday that now we have smaller chunks in here that can still bring in some drama. We have 85, 82, 76. So So those are levels, and we have all these number 3 here, all this hill of liquidity that's still there. It's been accumulated since July, and if price really wants to go for it, it can. There's nothing stopping it. It's been accelerating in here, and I'm expecting from here a bounce on 91, because, with every leg you get some bounce. Some bounces are just a move of 9K. This bounce in here is a move of 15K. So from here, an 8K will put you in 98. Still not in profit, but if we get a 15K, yeah, kind of in profit at 103. I'm already 2K in profit. Hopefully we get a larger one so we can continue bragging the win rate of 100%. This is the area of liquidations that we hit. We were watching it, and the top level at the moment is 100K. I'm sure that there is more in this area at 107 and at 117, definitely, but I don't know if we're gonna get there. Definitely I ignore that. We have some support today at 87. Gosh. Wow. All right. So maybe they're thinking that it could fall there, and they want to catch that falling knife today with 142K on Binance futures right there. Let's see what else we can see at the moment. In terms of liquidity, there is a selling order at 101. They don't want to let me get in profit. They want to sell that level. And there's some volume. It's the biggest volume there. It was our support that got reclaimed, but we couldn't hold it, and then we lost it. So that level of resistance was before 111. Now it's 101. My average is being short at the moment. So my support of 87, 85 spread across multiple exchanges this time. This chart shows you many exchanges. On the right hand side, you only see Binance, and that's my preferred way of seeing it. Open interest climbs, and longs and shorts continue to have this battle. So we'll see in the next few hours if the longs take a hit. 90K comes and goes. There's now 1K there. And in the area in here, you can see support on fire charts. By the way, there is Black Friday coming in, and all my links in the description are going to give you nice discounts, and you're going to support the channel. Fire charts, high block capital, everything. Market Monkey terminal. Everybody's going on a Black Friday discounts. Trading View is gonna do a Black Friday starting from the 21st, so that is on Friday itself, and they're gonna offer like 70% discounts. So make sure that you are well aware. I'm gonna put links for that everywhere, so you take advantage. You renew. Even if you don't need renewing, you can extend 1 year from the time you finish the current Trading View, and you can upgrade and get more alerts and stuff like that with my link. Okay, help the channel. Right, so Purple Whale still not interested. That's interesting, actually. They're not yet interested. When are they gonna start fishing? Not yet. We got a potential double bottom in here forming on the 4 hour, but we lost that support. We had this falling wedge lost, and we got this huge chunk into 84. I'm a 50-50. I don't know if we're going to take that until 84 next, or I don't know if we are going to go up until 102 and we meet with that resistance of 101. No clue. It all depends on, I guess, on Nvidia, on the earnings, and what's going on with the general markets. I don't stress about it, really. I'm not here to try to forecast price, although people think that if they watch my videos, I'm going to tell them. But unfortunately, those balls are not made of crystal. Anyways, let's see how the longs are reacting to here. We had a top of 78, and that came down to 75 today. So some longs have closed and leaving behind all this liquidity that goes into 105. Let's see how the order book is looking. So there is currently ratios showing in the green with all deviations up until the deviation of 20. Below 20, there is either a lot of resistance there or there is not enough support, which is okay. That's expected, typical when the price comes down. But they are defending this, so maybe we are going to win that battle. I don't know. And let me see the delta. If we have any developments, we have 335. So when the price moved up to almost 94, some shorts were taken down. We had like a delta of 700k, and that reduced to half of it with that moving to 94, but we still have the other half there pending. And yeah, I think those are the levels. Let me wrap it up so we can take it away. So I'm expecting to see potentially a breakout in here, possibly mimicking what we did in this week that starts from the 6th, 7th of November, something similar to that. So maybe we complete the double bottom and we go into next level of resistance. This time we did it again against 107. In this area in here, if we complete this, potentially we can get into 97. That could be an area of next resistance. If we really get lucky and this turns into something, which I have no clue if it's going to happen, we could get into 103 and 102 around that area. There are already levels of resistance in the order book placed there, and I think it really depends on the AI bubble not popping and those fears kind of clearing out, decaying into Friday, and maybe on Friday we get some bullish moves. Now, if really something smells fishy with Nvidia, we could see a rejection from 38 from where we are, from 92k, and then being sent back down into global support on the 4-hour, which is something that we haven't done, interestingly, because on the daily we already pinched that global support. On the 4-hour, not yet. Maybe intra-candle when we went in this area to 99, but not in this area. So that is 16 on the RSI, and that is a range up until 80k. So that could be painful. So hopefully we don't need to go into that, because that's gonna put my brain into active mode to look for a third order. Fun times. Let me know in the comments what you're doing with your trading, how you're managing your positions and all of that. And I'm gonna make some separate videos. I want to look into general markets, and I also want to look into Ethereum. Hopefully later in the day you're gonna see those videos coming in. And at night, yeah, ping me always if you want me to do reading the levels on my phone. I'm always happy to do that. It takes me just 10 minutes. But do your work, write down a comment down below, hit the like, always subscribe, share with your friends, get your grandma to trade with the Trading Parrot as well. That will be amazing. We need to find new traders. See you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.